Maymangwa, flying earth.
Maymangwa makokia machapie. Ian woslata hemataha. Heskan otua he elwati. Hello everyone. I just said in one of my languages, Lakota, that I greet you all with a heartfelt handshake. My name is Maymangwa Flying Earth. I'm from Standing Rock, and I now live in the Denver area. I'm so proud that I can be here today to share a few words and share words in one of our many languages. This moment in time when we can come together and share our languages and voices is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And speaking of resiliency, I want to acknowledge the ancestors of those that once lived in this very area. This area, Denver, where we stand right now, was home to the Apache, the Arapaho, the Cheyenne, the Pueblo, the Ute, and the Shoshone. I acknowledge our place because we must. We must lift all the indigenous voices that have been silenced and empower the voices that remain. This is one of the reasons that I'm so proud to have been invited here today, because this gathering should include all voices. This is amazing. You all are amazing. I feel the power of our presence here. We are powerful. This gathering gives me hope and confidence that we will ensure that human rights and human dignity will prevail in the years to come. As we stand here today, just having marched through the streets of Denver, we have united to make our voices heard, that all people deserve to be treated equally and equitably and with respect and dignity. We're here today because the time for inaction and complacency is no more. The time for useless complaints and destructive criticisms must end. We can no longer exclude the voices of women of color, indigenous women, trans women, and all women. We must act to ensure that our children will not have to continue to fight for human rights and human dignity. Too many view this time as one of fear and doubt. I choose not to give in to that. We must continue to stand united. Now, I know this is a time of great transformation. Indigenous people in the world have seen this change coming. A little more than 600 miles from here, in my home community of Standing Rock, my people are making a stand against oppression, injustice, and inequality. That fight continues. The Dakota Access Pipeline, an almost 1,200-mile-long pipeline, has been constructed less than a mile north of the Standing Rock Reservation and will cross the Missouri River just minutes from one of the primary drinking sources of my community. Thousands have answered Standing Rock's cry on the ground, and millions around the world have taken action to support Standing Rock. The battle cry of this movement has become "Water is life, Miniwichoni." This movement began with a few young people in our community raising their voices and saying, no, this is not what we want for our community. I am so proud and in awe of these youth. They took action at a time when many said, what's done is done. There's nothing more we can do about this pipeline. They took the most powerful tool they had, their voices, and they sparked this international movement in defense of Mother Earth. They also knew that another powerful tool they had was prayer. This movement began as a prayerful and peaceful movement to right and injustice. Nonviolent direct action was used to make it known that my community would not accept a threat to our land and water. Just like in many movements, including the women's movement, the water protectors have been labeled agitators, criminals, and aggressors. The fight for human rights and human dignity continues. The water protectors and the women who have become the backbone of the movement are an inspiration to me, just as all of you are. They have stood and continue to stand in defense of the water and land. They set the standard for us all. We must remain united and continue to make our voices heard. Today's gathering will not be the last. This is the beginning. The time is now, and we will rise above negative forces and stand strong in the truth, individually and collectively. one of the tribes that once inhabited this area, the Cheyenne, have a saying: a nation is not conquered until the hearts of its women are on the ground. Then it's finished, no matter how brave its warriors or how strong its weapons. Based on this gathering here today, I know that our hearts as women and as a sisterhood of many nations are empowered and strengthened. We are powerful. This nation, our nation, can never be conquered because our women are a mighty force.